Well, hello, this is your Deepakism for the week. And first I'd like to say Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates it. One of the things that I had wanted to talk about was resurrection and the immutable energy, or the way energy remains constant. But I see from my own follow-up to last week's assignment, as well as the update that I watched from Sagacious Girl, that maybe a better use of this week would be to further look into what we were talking about last week. So last week we were discussing what are the things that keep us from receiving what we want in life. And I think from me doing my update and watching Sagacious Girl's update, I'm realizing that we need to dig a little bit deeper and take this thing to the next level. So one of the things I wanted to share this week is it's a different book. It's not Deepak Chopra. It's a book called 7 Magic Words, and it's by UC Andrews. I got this from my ex-girlfriend, actually, and they talk a lot in this book about what we found out last week, which is that our thoughts are controlling what's going on in our lives and what some of those thoughts are. I think the difficulty that we found was that we don't have a way, or don't have the ammunition to combat those thoughts. We don't know how to get rid of those thoughts. And in this book called 7 Magic Words, there's a section called The Lock. And what they are calling the lock is our thoughts that we think that are in our subconscious mind, that are kind of running, they don't say this, but basically running tapes, running records over and over again in our subconscious mind. One of the lessons I learned from last week was that I feel like I'm not deserving of love. You know, I know that that's not true. I know that I'm a wonderful person. I know that I'm very, very lovable. However, on a subconscious level, I don't know that. I don't believe that. I actually believe just the opposite. So what happens whenever I try to embark on a new relationship? It fails, because my subconscious mind doesn't believe that I'm worthy of love. And so that's what it's sending out to the universe, that I'm not deserving. So even though I might have someone who's very, very loving in my life, and I'm being very loving to them, I always find a way to view a situation or think about a situation in a way that basically supports my subconscious belief. And that's a lock. It's erroneous, but it's in there. And however it got there, from my childhood, from a trauma, whatever it could be, it's something that I subconsciously believe, and I guess tell myself rather frequently in relationship to the majority of the relationships in my life. So I'm going to read something out of this book. Let's see. What you must understand. It says, well, before I read this, there's also, we've also done a lot of talking of universal law. And I know that some of you believe in The Secret and have watched The Secret. I know that you understand the concept of universal law. And when I refer to the universe, I'm also referring to universal law. And I'm referring to the fact that the universe supports us, and the way the law works is whatever we focus on, whatever we place our energy on, is what we manifest. So this kind of reiterates that. It says, the universal mind that flows through everyone knows no limitation or lack, and nothing is impossible to it. Its great dominant characteristic is creativeness. Since it is all knowledge and all substance and all power, indeed the only thing it does is create. It creates exactly what the mind of each individual person thinks into it. A little bit later it says, thought plus conviction equals manifestation. So, talks about the lock, but then it also talks about dissolving your negative prompters. So in essence, you have a lock, you have something that you believe. For the sake of this video, let's just say that I believe that I have arthritis, and I want to dissolve that negative prompter. I want to get rid of the idea or the belief that every morning I'm going to wake up in severe pain. And so I'll read this. It says, first, we must be concerned with removing all negative prompters from the subconscious mind and installing in their stead a group of positive prompters which will lead us in a path of attainment and happiness. According to this book, and I believe that it's true, positivity outweighs negativity every time. And we can look at many different examples of that and see that positivity outshines negativity 100% of the time. So basically what it just goes on to say is that you want to come up with some positive things to put in place of the negative things. You don't even necessarily have to know what is causing the negative experience. So I don't have to know that I was abused as a child to believe that I'm abused as an adult, or that I was sick as a child to believe that I'm a sickly adult. I don't have to know those things. It may help to know those things, but what they recommend is coming up with an alternative that meets the need of what it is you're trying to get today. So, for example, using the example of being sick, it says that you could come up with a positive prompter that says, it is natural to be well, that health and vigor are birthrights of mankind, that you exist in a spiritual medium that is perfect, and that your body as a manifestation of this perfect medium is also perfect. Once this positive prompter is thoroughly installed in the subconscious, the negative, sick prompter will wither and disappear. So, with this in mind, okay, I think that from last week's exercise, we found that there were certain things that we are struggling with in terms of thoughts. You know, there's some fears, and there's some beliefs that are completely erroneous. I mean, they're basically illusions that we're holding ourselves captive by. So this week, and I think I might actually be able to do this one wholeheartedly this week. This week, our assignment is going to be to write the positive prompters that we need to offset what's going on in our subconscious mind. So for me, I don't feel that I'm deserving or worthy of love. So my positive prompter, you know, might be something like, wow, it's kind of tough to come up with it on the spur of the moment, but it might be something like, you know, I'm positive and loving, and I am worthy of love and admiration and security. I am worthy of someone being committed to me. You know, something like, I'm going to have to work it out and figure out exactly what I want to say. But in any event, let's come up with some positive prompters. And not only let's come up with them, let's try to come up with them within the next couple days. And then spend the remainder of the week meditating on those prompters at least once a day. You know, maybe looking at them before you go to bed, looking at them when you get up in the morning, something like that. And we don't necessarily have to, you know, continue on down the road next week doing more of it, but let's see if, I guess I just like people to check in and let me know if they have started to notice a difference or see a difference. I don't know that it would happen right away. It might. But let's just see how things pan out. I'm really excited about this one because I have struggled with how to get rid of these thoughts, I mean, my entire life. And I've read this before, but I guess I just wasn't in a place where I was ready to do it, and now I am. So with that being said, write down your positive prompters to offset the things that you found that you struggle with, and Have a wonderful week. Peace.